he hypothesized that the non-lethal bacteria absorbed the DNA of the lethal bacteria, even though it was dead. It absorbed the DNA and it transformed it into a lethal batch of bacteria, thus killing the mouse. So Avery's work actually helped to understand and helped to pinpoint more specifically that, hey, it's actually DNA that's passing along this genetic information. And some scientists agreed with him and some didn't. One that did was Erwin Chargaff. Chargaff looked at the experiments of Thomas Avery. I'm sorry, I keep saying Thomas Avery, of Avery Oswald. Okay, Oswald Avery. Avery was onto something, he said. DNA might be the new language of biology, he said. So he took a closer look at the DNA molecule. Okay? So he take a closer look at the DNA molecule and he carefully counted the molecule, and he counted every time each base came up. And he found something interesting. So as he was looking at thymine, for example, and he counted out the thymine, he realized that it was always equal to the amount of adenine he would find in the molecule. So then he looked at the other base. He looked at cytosine. He said, okay, so he counted the cytosine, and lo and behold, it equaled out in ratio to guanine. So the thymine and adenine always equaled out in ratio, as did the cytosine and guanine. So when he would compare the number of cytosine he would find in DNA to the number of adenine, they never balanced out. But it always did balance out with guanine. Okay? And he was looking at this at other molecules or at other species. For example, Streptococcus, which is a type of bacteria, he noticed that the ratio of adenine and thymine were almost exact. And the ratios for guanine and cytosine were also almost exact. And then he looked at E. coli, same thing. The human being, same thing. So he basically came to the idea that, they always come in the same ratio. They must mix together somehow. But he wasn't quite sure how. And all of these science experiments, from Oswald Avery to Thomas Morgan, Gregory Mendel, and Erwin Chargaff, all of this set the stage for basically the final experiments that helped to identify what was the genetic information, where was the genetic information located, and how was it shaped. And then here comes in two of our last characters, James Watson and Francis Crick.